Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. And here we have a nice little post box just outside of the biggest börse that I know of. And börses are the ones with white things. You can see it up in the top of it, at least a little bit white. Very börsy. So we'll talk about some Christmas gifts of stuff, but let's just start by taking a big, deep, very cold breath. Neil Shu have made a nice video in 2 minutes where he explains the Epstein dumpster fire. So the Department of Justice and FBI, they released a lot of PDFs, and they have not redacted anything. They have just added some black boxes in the PDFs, so you can actually copy and paste what's written under those black boxes. I said that there will be nothing interesting coming out of these documents, because the CIA, Mossad, etc., they will murder anyone who releases something interesting. But I said there might be mistakes. So I don't know if this is a mistake or if it's a pretend mistake, but you should never... it can always be incompetence. There is no lack of that in the world. And there is also a letter that is not from Jeffrey Epstein to Trump. That is a fake letter, but for some reason it was still included. Maybe good, but very confusing in general. This big Christmas gift, if you can see it like that. Greta, she got arrested yesterday in London, and she wrote on a sign, "I support Palestine Action Prisoners." So Palestine Action, that is a group that has been doing some economical terrorism to fight against support of the Gaza Holocaust. So she doesn't support them, she supports the prisoners. And then it was written, "I oppose genocide." And for that you get arrested in this satanic state. Zachary Foster, a Jew, and he says that Jews are not the same as Israel. Sorry, Zachary, it is. So either you are a Zionist, or you define as a goy, or you wipe the bad Zionists out. So this is of course not fair and not nice to Zachary Foster, that I of course have nothing against. But it's the same when my Swedish government does something shitty. I have to pay for it, and innocent people have to suffer from it. And it's just the same for every Jew. They are under, according to Benjamin Netanyahu, all the Jews should treat him as their king. So he is the king of all the Jews until he no longer is. And until then, your argument that Jews and Israel is not the same thing, you lost that. So you better win that argument, and just redefining the world, that doesn't help. So I can say Merry Christmas and God Jul, as we say here in Sweden, or whatever you're celebrating, except if you're a Zionist, then you can forget about any celebration whatsoever. Zionists, they only celebrate their genocides. They like to do that. So they celebrate now 73 days of ceasefire. Ceasefire means that Israel has breached this 875 times. They have directly killed 411 people. So important here, they have killed thousands of people due to their oppression and blockade, etc., and making the lives hellish for the Palestinian people. But directly they have killed 411 during the ceasefire, and over 1,000 have been injured. Someone said that Jesus was born in Bethlehem, and if he has been born there now, would have been killed by the Zionists, the Pharisees. We don't have to, it doesn't matter where he was born or where he will be born again. If the Jews, not the Jews, but Jews, some Jews would definitely kill Jesus again. That has been said many times of them, so you don't have to wonder about that. They will definitely kill Jesus even on his birthday, especially on his birthday, I would say. Huckabee, the Zionist ambassador from USA to Israel, he said that Iran didn't get the full message because, well, they were making the war impossible for Israel and beat the crap out of them. But Israel still wants USA, especially, to wage war against Iran so that they don't have to, because that's what Netanyahu wants, and therefore all the Jews must want that, according to Netanyahu, not me. So here's a plan for Iran. New Year's at 12 o'clock in the midnight, you can start to do some fireworks over Israel. First of all, the submarines. Can you get the submarines, all of them, and track them and blow them up? That's important. They have nukes on them. And Iran can use submarines to fire from them. Lebanon and Yemen, don't involve them in a surprise attack, because then it will leak. But target the submarines of Israel and their air force and every leadership in the Secret Service and Mossad and Netanyahu, if you can get them. In the second stage, Iran could attack Ben Gurion, basically the only airport in Iran, in Israel, and the port Haifa and the Diamond District in Tel Aviv, and then go after all big tech investments, because these big tech investments that Google, Nvidia and so on have done in Israel gives Israel way too much power in the rest of the world, which is a threat to Iran and everyone, me included. And what should Iran demand after this declaration of war or preemptive strike? Independence. They should demand independence for USA and for UK, France and Germany, so that Israel should no longer run these countries. And the Zionist bankers, they should pay reparations, $33 trillion for all the Jewish wars that they have caused. And Israel should promise to stop lying about World War II, and they should go down on their bare knees and beg for forgiveness and say that 60 million dead are way more important than 6 million lampshades that were totally fake. So to continue, the demands is that Israel should demolish AIPAC, ADL, Hayas and similar mass immigration NGOs, and all their assets should be taken away from them. And Israel should be forced, with their now broken economy, to take back all Zionists, including the non-Jewish Zionists. They should take care of all of them, and Israel should be demilitarized, and they should never ever be allowed to have nuclear weapons again. So the point here is not that this is a perfect plan or that I suggest this to Iran, but if Iran and everyone else getting Israel to lose the control of USA. That will be great for the world, and it will also make Israel behave. Without USA, Israel can't behave as they do. And that is the entire point. It's a little bit hard to imagine that USA will go to war against Iran, because Iran, as their first demand, is that Israel stop occupying Congress and the governance of USA. It's a little bit hard. It's not impossible at all. It's just a little bit hard to envision that. And you see the United Kingdom has destroyed itself just for the Jewish bankers in World War II, and they are doing the exact same thing now. So it's possible to imagine that, but a little bit hard. Mark Levin was criticizing Jack Posobiec, and then some people says that, yeah, Mark Levin is a horrible Zionist vermin. He's also a Ben Shapiro. Mark Levin is a Ben Shapiro. Yeah, but that doesn't make Jack Posobiec a good person. He is a fake Catholic and family father, okay? That doesn't mean that he's not very much controlled opposition, and he is deliberately destroying the Charlie Kirk investigations and behaving like a total ass. So it's very easy that you accidentally accuse someone of being controlled opposition, because it might be something that you missed and think that they are deliberately misleading. It might be something that they are sure of, but they are wrong about it, and then they think that you are, or you think that they can't be that stupid, but they are. Of course, there is a lot of controlled opposition that don't know that they are controlled opposition. So Jack Posobiec, I'm very sure that he's not a good guy. Venezuela. If you're in Venezuela, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, of course, means Merry Christmas, sort of. And they have gotten Christmas presents already yesterday, so that's early. I will get my Christmas presents at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Christmas Eve. That's how we do it in Sweden. They got rifles. So the regime in Venezuela are handing out rifles to people so that they can defend them, and it will make it much harder to do some toxic invasion. They have to have the people with them if they plan to do something like that. Maybe a wise move. But some others, they got an even bigger present for Christmas. The military industrial complex in USA, they got $1 trillion. So that would be a nice present, I guess. I would be happy if I just can get a tiny little used second-hand X account back. So I made a little bit video about that yesterday, where you can see how it looks like for me. I can't even read posts, many of them, without getting kicked out and getting told to pay, which I can't. I have already paid, but I'm still locked out, so they are breaking the law, I think, and they should be banned from European Union after scamming me. So, no Christmas gifts for XAI or Twitter International ULC, the sub-company in European Union. But if you want to see something really interesting, Bright Insight is the YouTube channel called. He went to the city of Derinkuyu, and that means deep well in Turkish. So this is a big city. It's 2,800 years old. and it's 18 levels with room for 20,000 people, and we can only see the most upper levels, 10 levels, but the lower levels are much bigger. So amazing work, at least 2,800 years old, might be way older. But here I will warm up some of your blind spots before I warm up my frozen hand. These dug-out chambers, they are 13 degrees Celsius, so that's a very cold room temperature. Not as cold as here, but 13 degrees, you don't want to generally live in that. It's not imperfect. But that's what it's warmed now. You can heat this up, these caves, and people don't understand that. But if you go down in the underground in Stockholm or in St. Petersburg, it should be 8 degrees Celsius in them as the ground around them. But they are heated up. They don't spend much because stone is very good, or ground, but stone is very good at isolating if it's thick. So if you imagine those medieval castles, and you think when you go into them now, they are often feel, cold and well, like going into a cave. But when you heat them up, 1 meter of stone is actually a really good insulator, and they of course have enormous amount of thermal mass, so that they can keep the warmth from the summer into the winter even. So if you warm up a cave like the cavemen did when it was really cold in the north of Europe, they lived in caves that were not ice cold, as they would have been if they were not heated up by big fires, and then they will stay warm even if you don't have the fire in them when you're sleeping in them. So that's a blind spot. You can warm these caves up and then live in them comfortably. And with that, good Yule and Merry Christmas, and have a nice Christmas day, and see you then.